Hi, this is Daniel Hutchins, and today we're talking about an article from our friend Cinema Blend. So today from Cinema Blend, we're talking about Marvel's What If, the 6 coolest changes to the MCU's, and the Marvel Zombies episode. Now this was from earlier today. Okay, spoiler warning. The following article contains spoilers for latest episode. If you've not seen this episode, read it on your own risk. So it was in September of 2005 that zombies broke through the big way in Marvel Comics. This issue, the Ultimate Fantastic Four, number 21, introduced this idea of a dimension parallel to the canon where heroes were transformed into mindless, cannibalistic monsters that from turn led to a whole outbreak of content, including multiple limited series and one-shots. Given the subject matter's popularity, and naturally one felt that like it was the matter of time before this idea eventually leaked to the larger canon of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And now that's exactly what has happened with the latest episode of What If. We've known that Marvel Zombies episode of Disney Plus Original was coming, as moments from the story have been prominently featured from the marketing material, but we didn't know that it would be set during the events of Avengers Infinity War, or what other kinds of cascading deviation and alternative moments it would create. Now we do, as What If Zombies is now available to stream. And I'll start the recap with a large look at the big change that sets the story into motion. Janet Van Dyne contracts a quantum realm virus that turns the world into zombies. Similar to how What If the world lost its mightiest heroes? Mixed together events from Iron Man 2, Thor, and Incredible Hulk, What If Zombies also does the bit of blending when it comes to Marvel movies at starting points. The episode begins with a parallel to Avengers Infinity War, but technically the eponymous deviation from events as we know them occurs thanks to changes applied to sequence in Ant-Man and the Wasp. Namely, when Hank Pym goes to the quantum realm to try and rescue his wife, Janet Van Dyne. In a Peyton Reed-directed blockbuster, the hero known as Wasp is totally fine, happy to reunite with her husband. But in an alternate universe depicted from the What If episode, she is not fine at all. Instead, we learn from the Watcher that she has been infected with a virus that's turned her into a ravenous member of the undead. After she attacks Hank, the two of them return to Earth with the intent to affect others. The Avengers exacerbate the zombie outbreak. There are a number of zombie movies that wind up with happy endings, but as the military force is able to quell the deadly hordes of cures or discovered, but these movies don't typically include superheroes who become part of this opposing side. As hard as it can kill the flesh eaters under normal circumstances, things become exceptionally harder when they are wearing Iron Man armor or they still possess skills from the mystic arts. Clearly, the zombies in What If aren't super intelligent, but those who used to be members of the Avengers still very clearly know how to execute their particular skills, and use them for their advantage in hunting down people to eat. Falcon could still fly, Hawkeye can still shoot, and Captain America remains as talented as ever with his shield. And speaking of the Star-Spangled Man, Winter Soldier has to kill Captain America. Those who have been reading the What If recaps features week to week know that we've been doing a bit of stretching when it comes to definition of cool changes to the MCU. This is a perfect example. If they were actual people, the idea of the Winter Soldier being forced to kill Captain America is definitely not something in your ballpark that I would categorize as being all that awesome. But what I would argue is cool is that the new Disney Plus series has fortitude to depict it. Bucky Barnes is forced to confront his undead best friend when the makeshift Avengers team tries to take a train to Camp Lehigh in New Jersey to discover more. Then a little conflict along the way. Mostly emotional, unaffected when Okie has killed Falcon right in front of him. Remember the events that take place in Avengers Infinity War, also known as Before the Bond Experience with the Falcon or Soto? But things are a bit tougher with his relationship with Steve Rogers reaches the end of the line. Next we have the Cloak of Levitation becomes the hero of its own right. As depicted from various adventures of Doctor Strange, the Cloak of Levitation is a magical relic that's little a mind of its own. This means that it's not only able to function independently, but also it alone decides who will wear it and use it. This makes relationship with Marvel's master of mystic arts quite special. But in the latest episode of What If, we seem to witness a divorce of sorts. Now, it turns out that the Cloak isn't into working with the master who eats his former friends, so instead becomes a hero of its own right, collaborating with the band of superpowered survivors. Now, the Cloak of Levitation is actually the first hero on the scene when Bruce Banner is attacked, successfully though getting Wong to chop his own head off at a closing portal. But it's featured as a key figure throughout the episode, most notably by saving Spider-Man from both being crushed by a train and eaten by zombies. It obviously has the advantage of not having the ability to get affected by viruses, but I still think it's fair to say that by the end of the story, it deserves to be called an Avenger in its own right. Scott Lang gets resurrected as a head in a jar. So by the end of What If Zombies, it's revealed that Vision has taken a turn towards the dark side, as he sacrificed his ethics in a name to trying to get food for a zombified Wanda Maximoff, also known as Scarlet Witch, but at the very least he does accomplish an important act of good. He discovers a cure for the quantum realm virus. We don't actually know what he's done or what he had in order to do it to complete his work, but the results speak for themselves, as the Synthozoid reveals that he has managed to successfully keep Scott Lang's head alive in a jar. Even without the body, Scott is as peppy as ever, regularly swinging out dad jokes to keep the mood in the room elevated. He's surely using humor as defense mechanism and means of not grappling with his new existence as a disembodied head. But hopefully, he'll get some time in Wakanda to come to terms with reality. Thanos gets zombified. I mentioned at the start of the feature What If Zombies takes place during events of Infinity War, but that's actually the fact that the episode puts on ice for most of its duration. The story begins with Bruce Banner crashing to Earth after his confrontation with Thanos, and both Ebony Maw and Cole Obsidian wind up following him, but the intergalactic threat posed by the Mad Titan is definitely put on a back burner while Banner deals with all his friends being members of the living dead. That was at least until the episode's final seconds. While the surviving members of the Avengers make their way to Wakanda, it's shown that Thanos has successfully made his way to Earth after collecting the first 5 Infinity Stones, though he too had become a zombie, whether he was turned by a member of the Black Order or by some other means is accidental. But what is suggested is that he is deadly as ever. It makes you wonder if zombie Thanos were to get the Mind Stone and complete the Infinity Gauntlet, would he still eliminate half the population, or would his motivation change, and he would turn everyone either into zombies or easy to trap food? But without any promises or follow-ups, we'll just have to use our imagination to answer these questions. So with What If Zombies now available on Disney Plus to stream, we are officially more than halfway through Season 1 of What If. There are still plenty more exciting stuff still to come, so the 6th episode of this plot will remain a mystery for us for now, which will be available on Disney Plus as it comes around. For another recap, you can return to Cinema Blend after it has unfolded. So there you go, guys. That's just a little bit of some information on Marvel What If Zombies. If you guys like this content, please hit that thumbs up button. Let me know you like this stuff because I sure do. And you have a wonderful day. Bye.